All right, the CV checklist inversions. This is how we're going to continue to iterate, but also make sure that our resume is perfectly structured. And while this is not always the sexiest or most interesting part of building resumes, it has to be done. Formatting often takes precedent over experience, skills, and everything else, which is crazy frustrating. So everybody should have multiple versions of their resume, especially as we go into tailoring resumes and CVs for specific industries, very specific jobs, specific roles. I think everybody has usually one or two different types of jobs that they would clearly be able to do very easily, and we have to tailor the resume to speak to that. So I have given you the example of my different base CV and the different iterations that go into it. So real quick, just a refresher, that's what that looks like. Every time that I make significant changes or more drastic changes, or I'm iterating on a specific industry, I'm going to continue to add it here. You can always make a copy of this table and do the exact same thing for yourself. I think it saves so much time and allows you to revert backwards in case you're like, I actually really liked this other version. Moving right along, there is a really helpful resume format video that is lightning fast. I think it's like 3 minutes. Watch this person's video and watch how they kind of go into why and how and before and after of kind of how they structured their CV and what it looks like. It's a real quick watch. Pause the video and watch this. Let's go into some statistics on the format of CVs. I think some of the numbers here are quite surprising. So, percent of recruiters that will reject a resume because of typos or grammar, percent of recruiters say that they're more likely to hire a candidate who has a well formatted resume. Percent of hiring managers say they would reject a candidate because of a poorly formatted resume. Boom. Anything over 50%, I'm like, holy smokes, like this is pretty wild. So 80% of resumes will reject because of typos and grammar. I guess they're like, get this thing out of here. If they mistake or screw up this stuff, then more than likely they're going to have mistakes and screw up other things in the future. Um, I would say, from my own experience, looking at really wonky and crazy formatted resumes, I am far more likely to review a candidate more closely that has a very well structured formatted resume. 68% of hiring managers say they would reject a candidate for just a flat out poorly formatted resume. I get that because I have unfortunately rejected people for the same thing. Just to drive the point home as to why we're tailoring resumes either specifically to the type of job that you're applying to or the industry, and eventually we will do an entire module on how to tailor the resume, but I really want to make this clear. So, percent of recruiters that say they favor candidates who have tailored their resume to the specific job, percent of job seekers that only make adjustments to their resume before sending their applications for different jobs, percent of applications that create a brand new resume for each application. A lot of work there. Let's take a look at the numbers. Hey, 83% of recruiters say they favor candidates who tailored that resume. 48.8% of job seekers only make minor adjustments to their resume. 32.9% of applicants create a brand new resume for each application. So the numbers are there. We want to make sure that we're, at the very least, we're tailoring to the industry and the job title that we're focused on applying for consistently. So the next activity is pretty robust. We're going through and making sure that everything works within our resume and it looks great. So we're going to dive into that right now.